Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Leticia, with something that I haven't done in a while. If you don't follow me on Instagram, or if you don't follow or subscribe to my channel or know what I've been doing, I have been trying to do like a fitness challenge for every month and see if it works for me or with what it does to my body and all of that stuff. And when COVID happened, I have no idea why, but I just kind of lost all motivation. So all the weight that I had lost, I gained it back, which kind of sucks. But we're kind of going back into the routine of like almost going back to normal. And we are also, at least at work, I have another routine where I can just kind of like figure out what to do. And I wanted to try something else, so let's get started. So I really didn't want to just jump in and do like this crazy workout again, just because, for one, it's been a while since I've last worked out, that I'm pretty sure that my body's gonna give up on me and I'm just gonna end up giving up in the middle of the month, which is the last thing that I wanted to do. And two, we were just so busy at work that the last thing I wanted to do was come home and just not want to work out because of how tired I am or because of how late I got home. So I wanted to do something that I can control, which is food, and just kind of go from there. What I decided to do though was, instead of like actually controlling like what I eat and how much I ate, I was honestly really curious to know what will happen to my body if I ate, or if I replaced breakfast and lunch with a meal replacement shake. So it wasn't necessarily like a protein shake or that I was doing keto, which, a lot of people kind of got confused because I did mention that I was doing a slim fast keto, but I wasn't necessarily actually doing keto, if that makes sense. So what I would do is, in the morning, I would replace my breakfast with a slim fast shake. And I didn't want to say it's just like with Slim Fast. It was just the cheapest thing that I could afford at the time, just because, I don't make a lot of money. And with COVID happening, I was just like, I was on a budget, and I wasn't sure how everyone or anyone who's going to be watching this felt about going on a meal replacement shake or doing meal replacements but not being able to afford it every time. So I also kind of wanted to do something that was a little bit more affordable for the average person who cannot always purchase $14 of meal replacements. So I just did what I could. I did what was most money effective, and honestly what worked out best financially was Slim Fast, just because it was cheaper. And so I did Slim Fast. I replaced my breakfast with one of the servings of the Slim Fast, but to make it a little bit heavier and a little bit more satisfying for me, is that I will put in like slices of bananas, or I will put in like strawberries, or sometimes I would go crazy and do both bananas and strawberries, like frozen strawberries. I would add like a cup of almond milk, and I will just blend it up. And sometimes I'll put in peanut butter, sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I'll put in like a little bit of chocolate chips, just for like texture. And that would be my milkshake. That would be my shake, my meal replacement. And then I will have like a cup of coffee to go with that as well, and just let that be. In between meals, I wanted to do snacks, just because I knew that a meal replacement was not going to be sufficient. And I knew that even when you do meal replacements, it's always recommendable to do, you know, one for breakfast and then have a snack, and then do another meal replacement and then a snack, and then have your dinner just regular. You know, to just have like a regular dinner with lots of veggies, lots of protein, or whatever it is that you want. And that's how you're able to lose a lot of weight. So for my first snack, I would usually do like a granola bar, or I would do a Fiber One cookies or brownies, just because it's usually like lower in calories and it's not so much in sugar. And then for lunch, I will just have the powder in my protein bottle with the little ball, so I can just like, it'll be easier for me to mix it up. And as a side, I will have apples with peanut butter, and that usually always fills me up so much, to the point where I am good for another 2-3 hours, and then I will have a snack. And for that snack, at the time I was using some kind of like keto, some fast keto, like caramel peanut clutter or something like that. But other times, and sometimes I will have coffee with it, not that I remember, I will have coffee with that as well. But sometimes I will do like special K pastry, or like another granola bar, or just anything that's low in sugar and low in calories, and then go home and just have a regular dinner. That's what I did, and I am gonna get down to the pros and cons about it. The pros are, it is super easy to do. You don't have to worry about making sure that you have enough, you know, ingredients for breakfast. You don't have to worry about running out. You don't have to worry about meal prepping. Most of all, meal prepping. I know that there are days when I completely forget that to meal prep, or that, you know, during dinner I forgot to make extra for me to take to lunch for work the next day. And I was just, you know, I had nothing else to do for lunch, and the meal replacements came in handy. I absolutely loved the fact that it was there for when I needed it. And I love the fact that I didn't have to think twice about it. It was just in my routine already to wake up in the morning, make my breakfast shake, and pack for snacks and lunch for the next day, or for that day, and then just go home and just relax and just take care of dinner. I really didn't have to spend a whole lot of extra money for lunch or breakfast, just because it was already done. If you want to add extra things into your breakfast, or into your shakes, you can always add frozen strawberries, so like any frozen fruit, because they're already in bags. Or you can literally just, I don't know, go anywhere and just add a little bit of extra. There are recipes online anywhere, like Pinterest, Instagram, wherever, where you can actually find recipes on what to do with your meal replacements, and how you can make it a little bit more tastier and heavier, so that you can have a like a heavier, sufficient breakfast or lunch, and just go on with your day. I absolutely loved that. And the first week I actually was able to lose almost 2 pounds, so it was pretty easy for me to keep track of what I was eating and how much I was eating, and not go over my calories for the day. Unfortunately, that was the only pro about this thing. I'm gonna have to go into the cons. The cons is it is not enough. Unfortunately, it is not enough unless you're the kind of person who really doesn't eat anyway, but you need to have something in your system just to keep going. And if you are one of those people, awesome. I highly recommend you doing this. But if you like to eat and you like to have like a heavy meal, or at least not a heavy meal, but like a meal that will keep you satisfied and not go hungry or crazy hungry in the next 2 hours, I don't recommend this. Honestly, I don't, because I am so used to having like a bowl of cereal in my coffee, or a breakfast burrito in my coffee, or just anything heavier than just a meal replacement shake. And it was really hard for me because, you know, I will have my shake, I will put in strawberries and try to make it as heavy as possible, and I am good. And keep this in mind, I have breakfast like around 6:20, 6:30, and by the time I get to work, which is like around 8:30, around 8:45 or 9 o'clock, I am starving and I am ready to eat my lunch. So I will do my, I'll have my snack. Sometimes I forget to bring a snack, so I will, just starve myself. I mean, not starve myself. I'll just wait until lunch, or I'll just like keep drinking water just to fill my stomach up with water. And by the time that it was lunch, I'm like eating, not just eating, but like I'm like inhaling my apples with peanut butter. I'm inhaling my apple with peanut butter, and I am eating, drinking my shake, and at the same time I'm looking inside my bag and I can already see the snack that I brought myself for my second snack, and I would just go ahead and eat that, and I would not have a second snack. And by the time I come home, whether it's 3:30 or 4 or even close to 5, I am so hungry that I would literally make myself a snack until dinner. And sometimes I eat whatever's in sight, whatever is easier to make, whatever is easier for me to grab, and whichever doesn't take as much time, I'll just eat it. And sometimes, like, after I'm done eating it, I still feel like the starving sensation in my stomach, that I would just start eating again, and I would just continue to eat until I'm pretty much full. And then I realized that I had made such a big mistake, and because of that, I had no self-control when it comes to food. And that wasn't the purpose of this, of this challenge. Granted, I did lose like almost 2 pounds, but it wouldn't surprise me if I gained it back, or if I gained more, or if I just kind of maintained it, which I could kind of see that happening. I hadn't weighed myself in a little bit. I was just kind of done with it, but it did not work out for me. Another thing that I had noticed is that it's so weird. I don't know if it had anything to do with it, but I've noticed myself feeling very tired. I did not have any energy whatsoever, and I really didn't, I don't know, like I just didn't want to do anything. Not only that, but I also felt a little bit moody. Like I would catch myself having like a little bit of attitude, or I would just want to back talk to my boss, and I would try my hardest not to, but I do, have a little bit of an attitude. I'm cranky, I'm tired, I'm just moody, and I wasn't sure. Part of me feels like it had to do with me not having enough nutrients in my body, which is possible, but at the same time, it just felt like it was just not worth it. Personally, for me, you want to lose weight as quickly as possible or as easy as possible. I do not recommend you replacing your meals with meal replacements. I just honestly don't. It makes a lot more sense, and it's a lot easier for you to actually eat healthy, count your not count your calories. I don't want to make it sound like you have to count your calories in order to lose weight. It is helpful when you do that, and when you do, you won't believe the amount of healthy foods that will fill you up in under 500 calories, which is so insane to me. But when you do that, when you watch what you're eating, when you're reading your labels, when you are actually portioning out your foods and making sure that you're eating the exact amount and that you're not overeating, you will be able to lose weight. That's what I did in the first month in January. Literally, I just counted all my calories with my Fitness Pal, and I just kept track of what I was eating, how much, and I was like scanning everything. And I would literally reach my calories. Sometimes I would eat less or make less than my required calories intake. And honestly, I lost about 10 pounds within that first month. And it is so insane to me how that, it's not insane, I guess. It's easier for you to lose weight watching what you eat more than replacing your meals with a Slim Fast shake or Special Care, whatever kind of meal replacement shake or meal replacement bar. It's honestly a lot easier to do it like that, and it's a lot healthier because you're not depriving yourself from the nutrients that your body needs. You're not moody all the time. You're actually more full of energy, and you feel a lot happier. You will actually start to feel your face clearing up, and your body will start to crave those kinds of things. And honestly, that is the fastest, most quickest, easiest way to lose weight. For me, it is a lot more it is completely worth it to watch what you're eating and try to be healthy rather than to do this quick weight loss schemes. I call them schemes because it makes you think that you can lose so much weight if you follow the program. But at the end of the day, it's, are you really following the program, or are you kind of like cheating out of the way, or you're skipping a few steps? That's kind of the thing though. But honestly, it was not worth it for me. It's not worth getting cranky all the time. It's not worth feeling tired all the time. It was not worth not having any energy at all. It's not worth feeling hungry all the time, because honestly, throughout the whole entire day, I did feel hungry. And I couldn't wait until dinner, just because for me, I felt like I get to redeem myself by eating more calories. And when I eat more calories, I'm actually ending up eating worse things for my body rather than good things. So if you are someone who really doesn't eat much, or you can eat just a little bit, but you know for sure that you need something in your system, go for it. But I don't recommend you replacing 2 meals with a meal replacement shake or bar. If you are someone who loves to eat, I don't recommend it either. I shouldn't have done this, and I can't believe I actually did it, but I was just so incredibly curious to know if it's really worth it, or if does it really work. Because if it does, then maybe I would have continued, but honestly, it has done more damage to my body than it did then it was supposed to help. I'm not trying to talk bad about Slim Fast. I'm not trying to talk bad about all those meal replacement companies. I know that it works. Sometimes it does. That's all I have to say about that. Alright, so we really hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it wasn't much information. I really hope that it helped you out in any way, shape, or form. And if you did like this video, please give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below what has helped you out the most whenever you're doing these meal replacements, because I was doing the most basic thing and I had no idea how to make meal replacements a little bit more satisfying and a little bit more heavier that will help me out. If you have any tips or ideas, I would greatly appreciate that, and I would love to see how that all works out. If you like this video, see all of my other videos that I had made that are kind of like this, the playlist will be in the description below. And I make a lot more, well, I don't make a lot more. I just kind of recently started making these little videos, and some has worked out, others hasn't. And I am gonna go back and try it out again, except for next month because September already looks horrible at work, so I'm not gonna have time to work out. But I do have something in mind, and I honestly cannot wait to see how it turns out. So we'll see for next month, and I hope you have a great day. I hope you're taking care of yourself and taking precautions. I hope you take care of all those around you and your friends and family as well. So I hope you have a great day. Peace, love, and hair grease.